Morning, Al. Wow, what a weekend, eh? British Masters was good, Paul done. Good win, got it done. Have a good day. Bye. President Cup happened, apparently. So today's question is about the ruling. Let's talk about the ruling. I like the rules talk flying around on my channel at the minute. Lots of people don't understand that there's an element always of interpretation when it comes to the rules. So Jordan knocked, I think, Louis' ball away after he had missed the putt. It was going down a hill, so it was never going to come back to the hole. It hadn't stopped rolling, and Jordan picked it up and threw it back to Louis. Louis didn't complain. Louis was just like, thanks, yeah, that wasn't going in, I'm out the hole. But Jordan had a putt for a birdie. Because he moved the ball that was, or picked up a ball that was still moving, it hadn't finished its movement, he was then disqualified from the hole. So the ruling is correct, that is the ruling. Not that it's one that many people would know. I'm not sure I would know it, to be honest. But if someone picked me up on it, it would be certainly one of those ones you'd call for the ruling, or you'd get your rule book out and really have a look to see what it actually does mean. Is it one that needs changing? Fair or not? Like, I get why it's there. Put that comment section up down there. Go on, let me know. Show them your two-faller. It just will, go on, move it. She won't pull it out. It needs to come out now. Right, today's video is brought to you by golfonline.co.uk. There's a discount code in the link down below that gives you £20 off any electric trolley. So if you're about to buy an electric trolley, don't spend that £20, save it down in that link below. Right, today we're going to tackle one of the biggest questions I get asked. To answer this question, we need to get to the golf course. So it's the massive question. Why do you play well on the range and then struggle to bring it to the course? It's that huge one. So watch me play and let's explain to you why practicing at golf is as tough as playing. And I've practiced for years at golf, like practice 50 yards in, or 100-yard shots, or 150-yard shots, tee shots, and then you get on the course and it's like you've never hit one. It's like the practice you've just done has no effect on the next shot. Let's try and talk about what that is about and get you to understand A, how you should try and practice, and B, how sometimes we need to accept that golf is often the winner here. The tee shot here at Dawlish on the second asked me a question. It said you can't go too far left and you can't go too far right, and you're staring at the trouble on the right. It's asking me a question that the range never asked me. The second shot, it's saying there's a bunker shot right. Obviously you can go left and a bit right because there's a width for green, but it's downwind also, so you need to think about how it's landing and then running on or not. It's asking me lots of questions, isn't it? Didn't ask me, was my backswing perfect? Was I on whatever this crazy idea of playing lots of people want to talk about? Was I on it? It just said, hit the ball in a direction and make sure you get the distance somewhere correct. They're not the same questions you get asked on the range. And for lots of people, they're not the same questions they're asking themselves on the range. This means stuff you're doing on the range, possibly as soon as I get on this golf course, it's not applicable. It's just not, it's not applied to these first two shots. The questions that were in my head were much bigger and very diverse. So 170 to front, I caught that slightly toey but very straight, and it's landed just short. I'm going to hit another one. Two shots that on the range would have felt very close to each other, not much in them. Let's get up there and show you the difference in the results. So here is shot one, not quite hitting the slope to get down the green. Shot two landed here, so shot one kind of landed here and went a bit right. You're talking about 5 yards difference in landing area, and on a flat range they're going to look very similar in shots. They're just doing some work on the greens here at Dawlish, but that is as close to a gimme as you can almost hit a 7-iron. So that's a gimme birdie. So in those two shots there was 1 shot difference. It could have easily been 2 shot difference, where on the range I either felt like those two are very similar in their kind of rating system. I'd have been in a range session feeling like, yeah, I'm hitting them quite well, but we're talking almost 2 shots difference on 1 hole there. So I've got a really good tee shot here. I've now got 145 to the middle, 128 to the front, but I'm on a downhill slope and the ball's below my feet. Wind down off the left with a drop off at the front, so there is a zone that you don't want to miss it in. So yeah, again, think of the questions. Ball below my feet, 1. Downhill lie, 2, combination of those 2 if you like, 3, drop off at the front, but you've got gorse at the back, but there's a bit of more room at the back, and it's downwind, slightly off the left. That is 7 extra questions that are going through my head, things I'm going to try and work into, what club to choose, how to play the shot, where I put the ball position, where I feel like I'm going to kind of start the ball. How many questions do you ask yourself on the range? Usually it's 1 question on the range. Did I hit that where I wanted to? And that question is normally based on left to right. Not short to long misses, it's based on left to right misses, because that's what's easier to see when you're hitting down a flat runway, a driving range. But short to long is as important as left and right. So club selected there, hard wedge. I used the wind, the downslope, and I changed my club head speed because I didn't want to come in too low because I wanted the ball to stop. That's why I wanted to use the wedge loft. I was asked 7 questions. I kind of used 2 or 3 or 4 back at the question to try and work out the answer. That's what playing golf is about. The same answer to my question, as always, just a par. So 3 shots from 110 yards hitting into the wind. Now the first shot, obviously I'm trying to predict how strong. First time I've turned back into the wind on this course. It's been across me all the other holes. Hit the ball well, you can see it here landing kind of front middle, then spins off the false front at the beginning of the green. So that's now off the green, and in the air that would have felt good. Second shot, all I did is try to hit it harder, played the same shot. You can see ball lands a little bit further up, lands on the flat, doesn't spin off the front. Those 2 shots felt almost identical. Now the third one, I completely changed my ideas. I put the ball back in my stance, hit a low punchy draw to try and get it back up there. You can see the ball lands, here it comes. There, past that one, didn't release and just spam back because it was more of a punchy one, back to where the second ball landed. 3 shots, all very, very close to each other, with the first one now actually off the green. Always a guessing game when the wind's there. On the range, all 3 of those shots would have felt spot on. The big one, 116 yards out, uphill slope and ball above my feet, so 2 slopes, wind into off the right. I've got to understand how much turn I've got today, how much the wind's going to move, got to guess the wind. We don't live in a wind tunnel, it gusts, it moves, it changes, as well as hitting a decent shot. The wind just took it a lot left. I got covered then. Now in the rough, coming up a slope. Luckily the wind is helping me to not much green. recovery made. But that's the point, isn't it? A recovery had to be made. So I'm 6 yards off the fairway and the grass isn't massively long, but I have got a lot of grass around this ball. I now need to guess how this comes out. I need this to come out. And now how it lands and stops on the green, or if it does, is a big question. And we got wind as well, which I've got to take into account also. That's come out good, but it's a little left. Yeah, just up the left side of the green, could putt that. There was a lot of feel in that shot. Did you see the follow through? There was a real hold off feeling. I felt like I was giving it more speed as I went down through the grass because I wanted the ball to pop out. That's all gaming experience, isn't it? That is not happening on a range. And obviously out here on the course we could continue. Downhill lies, ball below my feet lies, out divots. Good lies, ball set up on grass. The questions are constantly coming at you and they're varied for every shot. I think when you bring it to the course, it's so obvious, isn't it? How the disciplines are so different. But let's not get bogged down with maybe all the how difficult it is and talk to you about some of the things you can do maybe to try and combat the problem of practice to play. It's pouring down. I'm at boys football. So I think it's really clear that the range of the course are very, very different skills. So what can you do to help you try and transfer some of the range to the course? So the first thing, let's not take away from the fact that the range does offer good building possibilities. So I can try and work out what shape of shot I'm hitting, what my patterns are of each club. I can do that on the range and take those patterns to the course. So rather than maybe try and perfect the range, try and learn my patterns with long irons, the medium irons, short irons, the drivers, the freewoods. When there's demo kind of trouble on one side, do I often hit it that way when I'm aiming X, Y and Z? Those kind of patterns is the best way to get the most out of your range practice. And then the other big one to think about, let's pretend you hit the ball 90 times in a round of golf. Let's put 30 of them down to putts. So you're now hitting 60 shots. Let's say you missed 10 greens out of 18, so you're now got to take 10 chips off. You're now hitting 50 shots. Let's say for argument's sake you hit 15 drivers in the round. You're now hitting 35 shots of variations of lies, with wins, with different troubles, as well as your 15 drivers. So maybe when you go to the course, put 50 balls in a basket and hit different shots. So don't hit 5 drivers, 5 7-irons. That's nothing like what is going to go on the golf course. Hit a driver, hit an iron, hit a wedge. Hit a driver, hit a wedge. Hit a driver, hit a 9. Hit a 7-iron. Hit a 3-wood and then a hybrid and then a wedge. And each shot you hit, you get one go at it in these 50 shots. Then see how good your range practice is to your course. Because what you're probably going to find when you got one go and you've got to change club each time is that you start seeing some similar patterns that you might see on the golf course. And again, for you to get better, it's about improving those patterns. The probability of hitting better shots and using your patterns with those patterns. You know, I'm really using the range nowadays to loosen my body up and to get a feel for a pattern of a shot which I can take to the course, and I'll take a selection of clubs, maybe ones that didn't hit target last time, to see what shape I'm hitting with them this time, and either manipulate that shape or just try and work that into my practice and then take it to the course. You know, let's not all stop practicing. Practicing is important, but thinking about practicing more on the course than the range is going to be a massive key to step forwards for lots of golfers. And if you are stuck to the range, doing things like the 50 ball drill, doing things like practicing variation of launches and shapes, will make a massive difference. The other thing to think about with the range is when you can't practice this, it's just something to bear in mind. When you hit your 50 shots, say, on the range, they're going to take 20 minutes to half an hour, where those 50 shots in your round of golf with putts and walks to tees and to balls and to shots and looking for people's balls, that's going to take 3 or 4 hours. And there's another skill in itself, isn't there? Because you've got fitness involved in all this scenario as well, as you get tired or not, as you're buzzing from hitting good shots, as you're nervous from hitting bad shots. All that to layer on top. For me, this is a common question, but I personally think it's so obvious why you don't take your range practice to the golf course. I don't think anyone does. I don't think even the best players in the world can and do. If it was that simple, they would all just hit the range as much as possible. It's still raining, and I'm sure they're all getting completely soaked. Right, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm off to Germany, so daily vlog will happen, but again, there'll be time difference, so I don't know when it will post, but it will post. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the thumbs up button if you're loving the daily vlogs. Hit the subscribe button as well. Don't be afraid to make sure the bell icon is illuminated, then you will get it in your subscription feed. Now, there isn't a link down below. There is actually a link down below to the electric trolleys page on golfonline.co.uk's website. Now, if you want to get your £20 off whatever electric trolley you've got your eyes on, just simply use the code MARK10. Use the code MARK10 in a purchase from that link. We don't have to do that link. You can just go straight to their website and you'll get your £20 off. Go on. Go and save some money. See you tomorrow. Hello.
Hello.
How was school?
Good.
Oh. Where's that gone? It's in there, is it?